I just noticed on the phone lines we got a couple people who called in, including I think an old friend, someone who's called in earlier this week. Let's go out to the listener line. Marvin, is that you?
Yes, you got me, Brother Hoffman. I'm glad you got me back on the air. I'm not going to actually say what I said to your producer.
Oh, lucky
that
me.
That might have been derogatory towards you because I don't want to take a victory lap or anything because it's not really a victory lap. But I will say, by just listening to your show, my conviction or my estimation that the draft really hinges on Brandon Coleman playing left tackle sounds so validated by listening to Ben Standig and a lot of people who think he's still more of a guard. Just like what I said 2 days ago. People were calling me like nuts. I saw the dude said, he must not know anything about football. Hey, look, dude, I'm 50-something years old. I watched Chris Samuels. I watched Jim Lachey. I watched Joe Jacoby. I watched all these great – Trent Williams. I've seen them all. So what I'm saying is I recognize a good left tackle. And what I'm saying is he looked like a guard. I'm not saying – let me preface everything. Let me preface it. I like every draft pick that they pick.
Marvin, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm not going to hang up on you, but I'm going to stop you right there. You called in and said the Commanders draft, you gave a D-.
Because. You want to let me say the because?
Do you realize how insane it is to say I love every draft pick they got and then give them a D-? What school did you go to, bro? That school must have sucked.
Actually, I'm a teacher, which is really funny. But check this out. What I'm saying
I feel terrible for your students. Hey, man, sorry, Johnny. This paper was awesome except for this one thing that we don't know about, so you get a D-.
Yeah, but it all hinged on that one thing. If your premise on that paper was that XY did XY and you don't actually do anything to prove that, then you're really not helping the story. What I'm saying is the whole page, the whole draft hinges on can I protect my incredible investment at 2. And I'm telling you, there's only one thing I would have done. And that probably was being, a little bit clickbaitish when I said D-. I would probably think more like a C. Yeah, more like a C, but the C.
But here's the other thing about this, though. With Coleman has played better at tackle than he has guard. So if you've tuned into the show and heard other people say, like, yeah, this is an important pick, yes, that is one thing. But also, we had a guy on at 5:30 who covered him at TCU that said he is a much better tackle than he is at guard. The only reason he was playing guard is because they needed someone to get out there and play guard because they were so banged up, and they had other backups who were better backup tackles than backup guards, and their whole season solidified and got better when they finally could move him back to left tackle. They also went to the national championship game in 2022 when he played almost exclusively at left tackle. And when I say almost exclusively, I mean 997 out of 1,006 snaps.
I have no doubt that he played well, and I have no doubt that he actually has a chance to play left tackle. I just see more of a guard in him, but that's not the point. The point is the C of the draft, the reason why I give the grade is because they didn't take another bite at the apple. And I think they overdrafted Sinat. I mean, I just heard what Logan Paulson just said, but I think that was overdrafted. Like I said, I would have took a true left tackle, even though I don't know if everybody, I just would have been really aggressive.
There was no true left tackle available when they were on the clock.
Yeah, was a left tackle, man. It really was.
Who?
He's a big Kingsley Suamatia.
The guy who they don't know if they can rely on to show up out here because he had to transfer from Oregon. Like, we had this conversation the other day. You don't get to say the same things and not have the same issues with the things that you were saying. That's not how the facts work.
Wait a minute. I thought when you said he transferred his freshman year.
Yes, he did. Because he transferred. No, he transferred because he went to Oregon. Like, he's initially, he spent a lot of time on the Hawaiian Islands, and then eventually his family moved when he was in high school to Utah, so all of his family is in Utah. He went to Oregon because he got recruited to play there, and he really liked the coach initially, and he didn't last the full season because he got homesick. And then he went back, and he played at BYU so he could be in his own backyard. And I don't know whether that ultimately affected Washington's ability to keep him on their board or not, to pretend like that isn't potentially an issue, especially when he winds up in Kansas City, one of the teams that's closest to Utah geographically. I would bet money that there were teams that did not have Kingsley Suamatia on their boards, period, because they didn't think he would be comfortable there, which, by the way, is not only a service to the kid, but is a service to the team.
Now, I don't know anything about the story, so I'm playing ignorant to that. I didn't really know that story, so I'm going to sit there and say, well, I didn't know any of that. Well, that's a little twist to this, but I still would have been taking a bigger bite at the apple. I still would have been drafting 2 tackles. I'd have took Patrick Paul. I would have taken a left tackle at 53 and 67. I would have been trying to make sure.
I hate to do this to you, Marvin, but how many Super Bowl rings you got?
Wiley on the field anymore.
Marvin, how many Super Bowl rings you got?
I got 16 Super Bowl. No, I got no Super Bowl.
Okay, how many's Adam Peters got?
I think he has 5, maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm just going to have to default to Adam Peters here. And that's not to say that we all can't have our opinions. But when you call up and say, like, oh, I might have been a little bit clickbaity for this one thing, because you would do something different from a draft strategy than a general manager who was the most coveted general manager, not just this past hiring cycle, but multiple hiring cycles, who turned down multiple jobs and then finally found the exact place he wanted to work and came here. And by the way, the reason he's a general manager is because he's so well regarded as an evaluator and a team builder. I'm just going to defer to him on his board, what he thinks, his things, and just tell you, man, like, it's okay to just be like, hey, we don't know and I'm interested without giving a grade.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I do believe in the players he drafted. I don't think they're going to be bust or anything. What I'm saying is we have watched over the last 10 years, maybe the last 20 years, our offensive line be very, very average. I mean, we really have.
That's not even true. Like, that's the thing, Marvin. I think the reason people got so agitated with your call the other day, and why I'm starting to get agitated here, is like you say stuff like it's fact that's just wrong. Like, that's not how facts work. I was on the beat from 2015 to 2020 when their offensive line was far and away the best part of their team. Like, I covered Trent Williams and Brandon Sheriff in person. I'm going to hit you with a Chris Berman. I know, because I was there. Like, you can't tell me that. That's not true.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that they had 2, like, good offensive linemen, okay?
Their whole unit was really good for a long stretch of that because they had the best O-line coach in football, who, by the way, I don't even like in Bill Callahan.
You know something? I honestly, you know, maybe I'm revisionist history. I don't really remember that offensive line being just like top 5 or top 10. They might have been average at best just because they had Trent Williams. I saw Trent Williams get smoked on a daggone 3rd and 8 in the playoffs against Green Bay, against a guy who didn't even.
Oh, Marvin, what do you teach?
Math.
Oh, that's terrifying because, man, I don't know if you've gotten to the lesson on sample sizes yet, but I got some news for you, buddy, when you get there.
I teach art and math. So
oh, it seems like your analysis is far more artistic than it is mathematical. I got to let you run because we're out of time. I appreciate the banter. You proved nothing, but thank you for calling again.
What's up, kiddos? It's your boy Clinton Yates from ESPN. It's the Harkens Show on the Team 980. Tell your mama I said what's up.